Hi Scorpio, welcome to your end of April 2018 general tarot reading update. It's Rena here. And yeah, so this reading is going to be a general focus, and I'm using my, what's it called? Druid Craft tarot deck. Every single time I'm like, what is this called? And so yeah, I'm just using these, just shuffling the cards. They are bigger than normal, and yet not too big, I feel like. So here we go. Oh, they also use different names for some of the major arcana cards. So they're calling the Empress the Lady, which is kind of interesting. Kind of a nice touch. Okay. I'm just gathering them up because they're kind of falling all over the place here. I'm going to take them away here so they don't form a shadow. Alrighty then. So for the overall theme, Four of Pentacles, this is a card of somebody who is very astute in managing their money. They may be on top of it. There may be something that you are trying to buy, so you are keeping a tight rein over your money, or you are simply earning a nice living right now. I would say if you merge your finances with somebody else, you may be the one that is dealing with the money at this time. But it is a card of financial security. The number 4 deals with stability. In some cases, the person may be exhibiting greed, may be exhibiting materialism, where they are too obsessed with dollars and cents and not giving enough attention to other aspects of their life. What crosses you is represented by the Princess of Pentacles, which corresponds with the Page of Pentacles. And let me keep going because I'll figure this out, because I can't make a connection this second. The Lady is the Empress, and this is the kind of the heart of the matter. This is what started the ball rolling here. Now you see that her big belly, that can be a card of a mother pregnancy, okay? So an example would be you find out that you're pregnant around this time, and you are going to have a full moon in your sign, Scorpio, on April 29th. So is that going to be the time? Is that going to be the big reveal that you find out that you're pregnant? But and don't worry too much about timelines. It's just to let you know that. But let's say somebody's pregnant. Let's say a woman is pregnant, and she doesn't want to start a new job because of that, because she knows, but she's still worried about the finances. Or maybe even the Page of Pentacles can even have to do with something related to going to school. So I don't know how exactly that would fit in for you. The Page of Pentacles is the challenge. So the Empress and the Four of Pentacles are in alignment, but they're facing a challenge based on the Page of Pentacles. So Page of Pentacles can also be some kind of a contract. It could, like I said, you might get some money that hasn't come yet. So maybe you're like waiting on some kind of money I don't know what for. If you're an artist, the Empress could be connected to that. And somehow it hasn't been forthcoming. We're getting off of a Mercury retrograde that still, even after Mercury went direct in the middle of the month, there still is that period of time where it has to come back up to speed. So things can still be out of whack. If there was a message, if there was a document that you were waiting on that hasn't come yet, a contract that has something to do with money, I don't know. Maybe it's some kind of a, I was going to say even like a new house. And because I was feeling like the Four of Pentacles could even be you saving for a house. And something that you were hoping that would come in hasn't come, so that you can make it happen. With the Empress, we're talking about anything that is sensual, or, that deals with the senses in life, or abundance even. Abundance matters. So money definitely falls into this category, although not exclusively. And so you may just be feeling like you're on the brink of something, but it hasn't quite manifested fully. Like the legalities are still kind of like in the air. So I'm just going to keep going. There can even be like a relationship with somebody who's a fellow earth sign. And we're talking about Taurus or Virgo or Capricorn. And remember that Taurus is your opposite sign. I keep like trying to bring in astrology because of timing issues. And at the time of that full moon, the sun will be in your 7th house of committed partnerships. So it might bring some need on your part, whether it's a feeling that your partner is not honoring your need for autonomy. Maybe they're being too possessive or something along those lines. Some of these cards, maybe it's almost coming to the realization that they're the one that is being greedy and cheap. And you feel like, like if you're pregnant, or if you're just wanting to be with this person and starting a family, and you're thinking to yourself, this person might not be the right one for me, because we might be fighting about money all the time. So the higher message is the King of Wands. That's a spiritual message. And this is, that's a card of leadership. So I don't know how that would fit in for you, but the king can be the father. So the King of Wands is like a fiery energy that is very confident. So we're talking about Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And there's a generosity that's associated with fire signs. So if you're with, excuse me, if you're with somebody who is stingy, and you just, maybe because Scorpio is a sign that is fiscally conservative too, you may not see it as a problem, but you may find out the hard way. And I think that's why this card is here, to help you to look at it from a spiritual perspective. That what people do in one area tends to be who they are. So when people tell you who they are, listen to them. Because with the King of Wands, we're talking about somebody who's not petty. You know what I'm saying? So if you're dealing with someone who uses money as a way of control, now they could be trying to control you and your actions, your ability to do things, then you're better off like realizing this before you get in too deep. But with the Empress card, we could be talking about somebody who is already in too deep if they're pregnant, for instance. Also, I should have mentioned that the Empress does connect with Taurus as an earth energy. So that could be kind of reiterating that. But the King of Wands is somebody who is feeling confident about themselves, but they don't have to, lord it over someone. They're like a great leader. So even if you are somebody who is traditional, I think a lot of Scorpio, let's just talk about women, are traditional. So if they are with a man, they may defer to that man. Even if in their professional life they are very aggressive. Remember that Scorpio is ruled by Pluto and Mars. So Mars is a very aggressive energy, just like Aries. But some Scorpio women may be more inclined to defer to their partner if their partner happens to be a man. And in that situation, this card is saying that you want to respect somebody who respects you. And they respect themselves because they're confident. They don't have to control you in order to feel powerful themselves. And it feels weird to be lecturing a Scorpio person about that because I think of Scorpio as a very powerful sign. But sometimes it's in the personal relationships where this thing kind of like falls apart. Some of you may be wrestling with issues of finances and being an artist with the first three cards that I drew. And with the King of Wands, it's all about that sense of confidence that you're able to make a way in the world on your terms, because the King of Wands isn't playing second fiddle to anybody, but is very, whenever I see a king, I think of the ultimate in control, but the ultimate in control is self-control. And wands are all about self-expression and creativity, and that's where the real power lies. But it could be like having a boss too that is very encouraging of your independence. So you want to do something on your own, or you want to work part-time or work at home so that you can get something else off the ground, and this person might be very generous with that. The advice is the Prince of Cups, which is the Knight of Cups. And this is about, again, this is an artistic vibe for relationships. Somebody who is very romantic coming into your life, showing you the contrast between this and the Four of Pentacles person. They could be water sign, which is compatible with you. Obviously, you're water. You understand each other's motivations. So Pisces, fellow Scorpio or Cancer individual, an offer may come to you. Maybe it's a job offer, an offer you can't refuse. I like this card. Ace of Swords, what is coming in. Now, I think this is brilliant. I think it's a female illustrator, the depiction of the Ace of Swords. I think this is better than anything that I have seen in the other decks, because it's really about clarity, mental clarity. So that's why they employ the water and the sword going, coming out of the water. Because you could look at it in two ways. You could look at the water as being murky, and the sword is very, it's like, it's kind of gleaming at the tip, because it's showing you what the truth is, and you're kind of in your emotions, which is what water represents. And the emotions can cloud judgment, can keep you from seeing the situation in an objective way. But then on top of that, I think of the water as being very purifying and clarifying, so it's kind of like a two-way. It's very interesting how that plays out. And then the outcome is the Eight of Wands, and this is a card of things starting to happen. So we have like this kind of a delay, and then everything is just moving, and you may get offers, and you have to kind of like you know, be able to think on your feet, and you know, like it's right along that line of the Knight of Cups there, where you might get an offer and then you are back and forth. Even this person who is receiving is throwing out the wands, where maybe you're collaborating with somebody to do something together, perhaps with that King of Wands, or even if it's a personal relationship, you're just a lot of phone calls, a lot of plans or activities that you're going to do together, and feeling like you're on the right track. There might be somebody that is keeping you, and it could even be with the Four of Pentacles, a boss. It could be that too, that person is not giving you what you deserve, and so you're looking elsewhere. And you have the point I'm trying to make is that you have the offer coming to you, probably with the Knight of Cups. So that's the important thing, that you have options. You don't have to be somewhere where you feel devalued, you know, in any way. Oh, so, and as I say, this is just like an update for the end of the month. So hopefully some of these cards resonated, Scorpio. So if you would like a personal reading, there's a link below this video. And otherwise, have a great rest of the month. Bye.